If electoral politics aren't going to fix this, we have to take the streets. You got to get enough angry people with pitchforks outside your door before they'll, cave in and give us what we want. If we don't succeed in this, getting accountability and shifting the wealth distribution in the country, America is pretty well screwed for the next 40, 50 years.
Alex Courtney, 21 years old.
Monica Johnson.
Jay.
Daniel Levine, I'm 22. I go to Baruch College in case you need that.
Thank you.
Ellen Cullen.
The idea is to be like Egypt, where Egypt actually brought the government down through a nonviolent protest. People were out in the streets saying, hey, we want a real democracy, where we all have to say, in a democracy, we should all have an equal say. We vote for politicians, but then the politicians don't give us what we want. They don't give us jobs that pay enough. They don't stop homelessness. They don't stop poverty. They don't stop racism. You know what I mean? They don't stop these wars that are going on in Afghanistan. So that's the basics of it. So yeah, the goal would be to have real change. We want to call attention. I don't think they ever wanted to cover it. I believe that the media is a business. They sell papers. If you watch it, the idea is to get you to keep watching, to watch the commercials, and they're selling you a product during the commercials. So the media is out to make money. This isn't about making money. This is about stopping greed. Having a more equal society. So I think the media was forced to cover it because of its location. Because it's by Wall Street, they had to cover it. Their coverage of it has been positive and negative. I think now it's mostly negative. They focus on the aspects of, there's homeless people, it's not clean, it smells, people make noise with the drums. So, they focus on things like that. And they say there's waste in the streets, but they don't focus on the waste that our government, the money that the government spends on these wars. They say we're in debt, they say the country is broke, they say we have problems with the economy. They don't focus on the waste, from the war. What does that accomplish? It's not keeping us safe. When you bomb a country, it's going to make people mad. It's going to make people want revenge. So I think mostly the coverage has been negative. There's a little bit of positivity here and there, mostly in the independent media, like Democracy Now, democracynow.org. Independent media, but they're not for profit. The Green Party, have you ever heard of the Green Party?
No.
The Green Party is a party that does support this, and they've always supported the people. They support free health care. They support a livable wage, which means that every job pays you enough that you can live, where you don't have to work 2 jobs and still be in poverty. So the Green Party, that's one. The socialist parties, the parties and the candidates that support this, they're not in the debates. You have to wonder why that is. And the answer is that the debates are run by TV channels, and they actually keep certain candidates from being in the debate. And in a real democracy, all the candidates should be in the debate. But if you check out the Green Party, they're definitely for it. And that's when you have to wonder, do we really have a free press? If all the candidates are president, you don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Something's not right about that. You got to look it up on your own. It's not right. This country's run by Democrats and Republicans, two parties that basically most people know are corrupt. That don't really make much change.
I want only for Congress to start legislating for the citizens instead of the banks by returning fundamental consumer protections, including bankruptcy protections and others, to student loans. Well, my hope is that Congress, again, will start paying attention to the citizens, us, instead of the banks. They've been beholden to the lending industry for far too many years, and they better get their shit together pretty quickly.
And I guess, I'm not hoping for, it's hard to hope for anything to come from Congress, but I do agree that Congress is one of the contributing reasons to why everybody is in so much student debt, because every time they raise the lending limit, the schools respond by raising tuition, because they think that's what students can afford, but, anybody can afford to go into debt when the lending practices are criminal. So I guess what I'm hoping for today is pretty simple. I'm here, I've made a connection with Al, and I've made a connection with a lot of people who believe in this, and we're going to take the next step.
Well, we've already accomplished a lot. We got $4.5 billion removed out of major banks into credit unions last month. That was more than all of 2010 combined. The way that the banks are leveraged usually 9 or 10 to 1, which means 90% of what they have are credit lines. So when you take out $4.5 billion in actual cash, that's the effect. Effectively, you're doing about $45 billion worth of damage to major banks. That hurts them. They can't make lot of them are teetering on the brink of bankruptcy without government bailouts. So that hurts them more than a lot of people realize. We've also gotten a lot of these issues out into the media these days, talking about the economy like it's a depression, because really it is. If you count the statistics that the unemployment statistics were changed under the Clinton administration, people who aren't seeking work or who are radically underemployed aren't counted in the unemployment statistics. If you count them, unemployment in this country is around 20%, the highest it ever got in the Great Depression, according to most recent academic studies on it, was about 22%. So we're in an economic depression right now.
Fighting for social welfare reform and education and all kinds of stuff now, cost mainly, it's 1% and the 99%. That's what I tell everyone, the main focus of this is, in the United States of America, the rich are not taxed and the middle class are taxed. And what we want is simple. Rich people should be taxed, middle class shouldn't be taxed, what have you. It's that's simple.